Hello, and welcome back to Silverrun Forest. We are here now in week 4 of September, last week of the month, and we've got another load of wood on our lovely Volvo, whatever this thing is. And that's the load of wood that we've got. And it's not a bad looking load either. But we've cut, I think there's 3 trees on here now. We've got a slightly bigger measuring stick. And as you can tell, we are trying to load up some slightly longer logs now. So hopefully this is going to net us a little bit more money. Now, I've been looking at the price of, or the value of wood, and it seems like our best bet is going to be, since we don't actually have a production that's using it, our best bet is going to be the container warehouse. And that's going to involve getting some sort of container set up. So let's just pop those off there. See how much we can get for this. Now the containers themselves, they're not too expensive, but what we are going to need to get in the long run is a trailer for the container. 9 grand off of that, and one that's still hanging on for some reason. I thought I unstrapped you to avoid that very thing from happening. There we go. Maybe I should have put it further down in the water. Luckily those 2 were the previous measuring sticks. So yeah, we're up to 19 grand now. That is not bad. Not bad at all. So, while we drive back to, or while we reverse into the lake, while we drive back up to the camp, and I may be switching this to a manual gearbox if this goes the way I'm expecting it to go once we hit the hill. What I was looking at was a potential tractor and flatbed trailer that we can put a thingamajig on, a container. Now obviously that's going to present a problem in and of itself, in that we will then have to pick up the container, which this Volvo will not do. So, while it's struggling to get up the hill, let's have a look, see what I'm talking about. So trailers wise, we've got this fantastic 20-foot gooseneck type option. I think this was the one we were going for. That'll cost us about 8 grand, give or take, and that should fit the 6 metre container, because I think it's a 20-foot deck plus the ramps on the back. So there is that, and we are having a mare with this, trying to get up the hill. Yeah, I may well be switching this to like a manual gearbox at some point to try and work our way through this, because it should just sit in like 3rd or 4th gear in low range and just poodle its way up the hill here without too big of an issue. But oh well, did I? No, but I think I went a bit too quick, didn't I? I did. Oops. I don't even know my own farm. Or plot of land, I should say. Yeah, what we were supposed to do was to come up here and then go up between these trees. Come on. Up we go. Continue. Okay, we'll leave that going and hop back in here. So containers, if we're looking at a 6 metre container, because that's about the length that we're cutting at the moment, that is going to be just under 4 grand for that. And the trailer was about 8 grand, so 12 grand so far. We don't have anything to pull it with at the moment, or actually lift it up. So potentially we can sell this vehicle for 20 grand and maybe look at getting some sort of small tractor for around 30 grand, give or take. Yeah, there's a few options knocking about here. And we'd have to probably get something with a front loader on it so that it would actually lift things or specifically lift the container. But like we've got this little Deutz Agro Star for that much. I think this does take a front loader, so that would be about 30 grand for 62 horsepower. There is a John Deere around here too that was fairly reasonably priced. Here it is, yes, 15 grand for 100 horsepower. Well, 15.5 grand, and we'd want to put the front loader on it, of course, which would knock it up to 17 grand. And I mean, we can afford that already at the moment without even selling the trailer that we've got. Oh, not the trailer, but the Volvo thing, which is still struggling to... Oh, there's the track to the right. Left, rather, sorry. Don't know my directions now. Come on, Volvo. Yeah, I mean, we could put wide tyres on this, but I don't know if that would help it in the long run. I think it's just this gearing issue it's having. If it switches to 4th gear, low range, it should chug up nice. Oh no, now it's got to high range. Yeah, it can't decide what gear it wants to be in, so it's shuffling from one to the other and back and forth and back, and making a bit of an issue out of a situation that really shouldn't be that difficult. So yeah, so that's what we're looking at potentially working towards at the minute, because the container warehouse selling point price words thing. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by this terrible gear shifting machine here. Okay, let's turn that off for a minute. The container and the trailer would be about 12 grand, give or take. The other thing, a tractor, would be about 17 grand, give or take. So, and that's assuming we could sell this as well, get a bit of money back on it, but I don't know. I think we ought to keep this for a bit. It's still got some use in it, even if it is a little bit slow coming up the hills. But, so what we did, we cleared out... actually, we need to get a stump grinder first, that's what we need. We cleared out this little cluster of trees that was here. We still have this big one that's marked as well. We need to get that one down. And, let's see, what else have we got? These, I think we're looking at, this one. And probably that one. We haven't marked it yet, but we shall now. Because we are going to work our way up here. It almost looks like we could maybe run a path up here. Up the side of the... we're going to need to get rid of that deadwood as well. It is marked. We could run a path up the side here and get ourselves a shed going, something like that. Oops, completely missed the tree. And that's a bush that we need to mulch, I think. Not sure if this is one of those ones or not. Oh, it is, yeah. It's one of those horrible dagwood bushes, whatever it's called, that you just can never seem to catch with the chainsaw too well. Yeah, not going to worry about that too much. We'll have to get a mulcher of some sort in for that, possibly. Let's see, we got these stumps here. Let's have a quick look at mulcher prices. Skid steer equipment. So I know we can get a stump grinder for fairly cheap. Yeah, it's only 2.5 grand. I'm tempted to lease that because it's not too much per day to actually have that going on. So that could be an option worth investigating. Or now we could get that rock breaker as well. We'll have to check on contracts, because we will need one of them eventually too. But there was a mulcher down here I had my eyes on as well, which is this thing for 9.5 grand. Now if we get this, that would potentially mulch through the bushes and other things that we've got, and those funny dogberry, shagweed bushes, whatever they're called. That should mulch through them pretty good too. So that's an option as well. We need to think about that. So obviously we got this one here that needs to go. All these stumps, and yeah. So, but it's looking pretty good so far. This shed I think will probably get repositioned at some point, as with this water butt. Oh, and we got a bucket and sponge too. I'd forgotten about that. We should get stuff down and give it a wash at some point. But yeah, so we've got some more trees that we need to cut down, and some more money to get. So we've got a bit of a game plan, which is good. Now the question is, what are we going to do first? I mean, we do need money. Oh, hello. I'd left a bit of wood over here. Huh. Surprise. Bonus stuff to sell. Oh crikey, what is that? What is wrong with this piece of wood? Come on, in you go. Yeah, that's not gone well, has it? Ah, there we go. Much better. Yes. Terrible piece of wood. Yeah, because we could make a little outcropping there, make that a decorative feature. But yeah, we got these small bits and more trees down here. Yeah, this is potentially land for a field. I should watch where I'm going, because knowing me, I'm going to fall off something. Yeah. This, I think, is the cliff down to the road. Yes, it is. We may even have to consider putting a fence in at some point up here, so my silly self doesn't wander off the edge there. That would be my luck. Yes, okay, so I think the best bet is to continue clearing, and probably get a stump grinder so we can get rid of these. Oh, contracts, that was the other thing too. Have a quick look, see what's going. Dead wood again, a ploughing one. 2 rock removals and transports. Now the transports, they want 20 trees. I don't think we can get 20 on this thing. We could try, I suppose, but yeah, 20 and 19. Still, that's not a bad bit of money. And if we did that, then when we come to sell this wood, we may, because the prices, as you can see here, it's looking pretty good. The container is up to 2,200, and we're only getting 1,800 from the old sawmill. So yeah, we need to figure out where to go. If I can get 10 logs on this, let's check. It was 14 and 21. 21 is... 21's there, and 14 is somewhere over here. Oh yeah, 14's over there. So I mean, we could get 21, because then we just have to go from there down to the sawmill here. You know what? I think we're going to do that. We're going to accept this contract and go and move some logs for somebody. For Zoe Scott. Okay, accept the contract. Smashing. Well, let's get our loader over to field 21. The easiest way to get down from here is probably this way. Yep, follow the path back down. And pick up our sort of field, as it were, and then head through. Oops, looking up at the ceiling there. Yeah, let's head straight down here, in between the trees. Lovely. And hang on right. Sneak through the trees this way. There we go. Okay, so I shall see you over at land plot 21 when we start picking up these logs. Alright, here we are coming down to this lovely plot of land. It's not a plot of land, it's a pile of logs. My brain is not on point today. Now, I have a feeling we're going to have to make 2 trips for this, so we'll do what we can and see about... I'm going to switch into reverse gear and it's being a pain. I've got it set up on manual transmission now, so we shall see how this goes. Yeah, just have to a little bit closer, I think. Yeah, it does not want to switch. But still going to stay in reverse then. Okay, I have to do it the other way. Okay, oh, there we go. We are close enough. Let's see about grabbing some of these things. Now, maybe if I have it around this way, that will help a bit, possibly. Probably not, but you know. Let's see how it goes. Now, I don't think we'll be able to grab 2 of these at a time. So we shall just go for one. And see if we can get it in a fairly sensible way. Close. That's probably not going to pick it up, is it? Nope, it might have. No, not quite. Okay. Yeah, we may have to knock this pile around a little bit first just to get it to free up so we can grab some. Or, I mean, we could try and pick up 2 at a time, I suppose. How bad could that get? Very bad. Okay, I have a feeling we're going to be struggling with this for a little bit. It's just mostly just where they've just tightly packed these logs in, and it's not really given us much room for this grapple to properly connect with them. Ah, here we go. We might have a bit of space now. Although it's trying to catch the one underneath, but okay, I think we've got one. Yes, we do. Splendid. Okay. Spin around. Get out a bit. Okay, this is undoubtedly going to be quite the long process. But, hey, we've got one loaded onto the lorry. Hurrah. Or forwarder, I guess. Yeah, this is a forwarder, isn't it? Oops. Cool thing there. Away. Let's see if we can at least pick it up a little bit. I don't think we can. No, that's not going to get it. Yeah, these things are just ever so closely packed, and it's making our life a bit difficult. Ah, there we go. I think we've got one. Yes, we do. Smashing. No, please, come on. Don't be a rude word. There we go. Okay, now we'll take this one back just a little bit. Okay, smashing. Well, that's 2. Not exactly the neatest of loads so far. I'll try and, okay, jostle them a little bit. That's better. Well, let's see if we can't get this next one. The only problem is these are just so close together. And if we could get a little bit of separation between them, it should be good. But give it a bit of a wiggle. Not going to pick up 2, I'm sure, but we'll give it a try. No, I pressed it the wrong way, and we dropped it. Just need for it to wiggle around a little bit and let us... It's going to be a complete pain, this thing, isn't it? We're going to lose those 2, I'm sure. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well I'm going to fight with this for a bit, and we'll see you back once we've got a bunch of them loaded. Maybe I can... Well, that's not helping really either, is it? Oh dear, this is proving to be a tiny bit more difficult than I had thought. Yes. Okay, some time has passed, but we are now getting the last log of the first load in. Hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. Okay. Now I may have figured a little bit out for it. At least I hope I have. I'm not 100% sure, but I may well have got it sorted just a bit. It seems you can kind of work the crane in, and it will... What do you call it now? It'll sort of not glitch through the logs, but you can kind of work it so the fingers go in between the what do you call them? In between the logs, you can kind of work them apart a little bit. But we've got 10 logs on now, and there should be 4, 6, 8. There's only 9 left. Okay, that is even better. Now, where are we delivering this? We are going to, I believe, the South Sawmill, but I could be wrong. Let's just check the contract, because knowing me, I'll deliver it to the wrong place. Southern Sawmill. Okay. Oh, let's see. The Southern Sawmill is indeed this one here. That is Sawmill in the south. I'm not seeing anything on the map that's blinking for it, but I mean, that's the only option we've got in the south for a sawmill. So, I'm not sure where else we can put it. I don't think the actual price thing lists anything as southern sawmill, just sawmill or old sawmill. What do we got? Yeah, old sawmill or sawmill. So, okay. We'll head down to that and see where we end up. Hopefully, it'll be a pretty smooth run. Now, it's not exactly the shortest of runs, but now we're only going at like 12 miles an hour, 13 downhill. But, cool, blimey, this thing's got a bit of wear on it already. But yeah, one of these days we are going to master picking things up with this crane, because it shouldn't be too difficult. You know, it seems so long as you can grip them roughly in the middle, weight-wise, and actually get around them properly, then it's not too bad. But it's like a fine line between actually getting it right and it going horribly, horribly wrong, as you kind of saw. But we've got our trailer loaded, so that's good. And we are going to head down here to the South Sawmill. So, like I say, I think we've got quite a bit of space, distance left to go yet. Yeah, we've got to take a left out here and then down past the shop and take a right. So, this is going to take me a little bit of time to do, so I shall see you down at what is hopefully the Southern Sawmill. If it's not, we're in trouble. Okay, we are just coming up on the entrance to the sawmill here. I think I may have gone the long way round. So now I'm going to honk it through here at our massive 12 miles an hour of speed and find our drop-off point. I think it's on the other side of the railroad tracks, so we are going to take a chance and go over here, because there isn't a train coming. It did actually just pass us, so, oh dear, popped a bit of a wheelie there. Okay, so it should be... Yeah, I think it's this little thing down here. Ah, there it is. Okay, and we just have to find where the marker is. So, let's see, where are we? I think this is the right place anyway. Okay, it should be right around here. And I did save it just in case this is the wrong place. Where is it? No, not going to do anything. Yeah, right here. Oh, of course, I managed to miss it by like 2 feet. Okay, so, oh yeah, we had that one log on the back there. Okay, well we know where that is now, so we'll turn that back off again. There I was trying to not have them on, and could I find it? Could I? My behind. Yeah, so I think what we should have done was turn down and come up from that side, or like we're going to do now, because I'm going to cheat a little bit, just come through where the train entrance is for the train, because, you know, sometimes you've just got to do what you've got to do. So yeah, now it's back to the log pile to pick up the next one, or the next set, and I won't put you through that because that was a bit painful before. So yeah, we'll get that picked up and come back in and drop those off, and see you again in just a minute. Alrighty, here we are coming in the bottom side of the sawmill area, and we managed to get all these on without quite as much trouble. Had a little bit of trouble, but we got it done in the end, and that is perfect. So let's drop this off and see what we get for it. And with any luck, it'll be a contract complete, and we can claim that in and get ourselves a nice chunk of change. Let's turn that off for a second. See if I can find this thing. There we go. Contract complete, and we got ourselves $12 in sold wood. Okay, let's fold this back up. There we go. And head back out of here. So yeah, we're going to trundle back up to our camp. There's not much more we can do tonight because obviously it is quite dark now. We will stop at the petrol station and fill up with a bit of diesel on the way though, I think, because it is right near. It's basically on our way back. So we'll stop there, grab a bit of the old fuel, and see you back at the camp probably in October, week 1 of October I think, as we start making some more clearing efforts on our bit of land up there. Oh, in fact, let me cash this contract in quick while I think about it. Where is it? Yep, another nice 10 grand. Lovely. Oops. But yeah, we do have another tree delivery. I don't think we're going to worry about that one just yet. Wrong button. Where were we? Contracts. Yeah, we got a couple of deadwood ones. A ploughing contract, interesting. And rock removal we maybe could do because we're getting a little bit of money in now, so we could look at purchasing one of those pneumatic rock drill things. That is a possibility. We could do that quick in the morning. We shall see. Okay, here we are in October now, first week of October. And we got that contract finished last night. Took us a bit of a while to get home, but that forwarder thing is a bit on the slow side. So yeah, that took us a while. Fortunately, though, we got back before it was midnight, which was good. And today we're heading off down to the shop because we've got a couple of things rented that we need to pick up. One being a tiny trailer, and the other being a what do you call it now? It's a forestry mulcher, I believe is the technical term. So it should help us grind out those tree stumps, and also we can use it to sort of cultivate the ground, as it were. It sort of mulches up the rocks, not the rocks, but the sort of tree matter and other debris on the ground, and cleans it up quite nicely. There we go. I see something there. Crikey, that is quite the chunky beast. I hope that's not too big for our skid steer. It is supposed to be for a skid steer, so I guess we'll see. So, right, let's back this up. And if I can get anywhere near where it's supposed to be, there we go. We can attach to that. Splendid. Okay. Let's take a look at this thing. That is... yeah, I think we might be okay. I have to see if the folks here have a forklift we can borrow just briefly to load that on the truck. Maybe something with some straps or some other kind of lifting device that we can use. So yeah, I'm going to pop in here quick and talk to them, and I will be right back. Right, the lads managed to borrow a forklift from the sawmill just down the road there. Or down the road. Yeah, it is down the road there. They were passing by doing some work elsewhere and just popped in and helped load it on the trailer here for us. So we're going to strap that down and head back to base. Now, hopefully this will drive fairly well and not be too big of a pain. He says driving completely wildly across the road. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not a bad size for that little trailer. We may have to hang on to this for a little bit just in case we can use it for any other sort of transport needs, because trying to get our skid steer down to the shop will take quite a while. Okay, we're back at the homestead now, just crawling up the last little bit of this track to get to the top. And that has been a successful journey. Oh, there goes a deer. Okay, so we have this thing on the back now. Let's just stop that there. Unstrap this and get our skid steer. Okay. Now we did disconnect the mower previously. We just parked it all in here overnight, and it's raining, and I'm driving the wrong way. Why does it have to rain? That's really annoying. Okay, let's see. Lovely, that has connected. Excellent. Well, let's see what we can do about picking up, well, not picking up, but cutting down some of these stumps. Not to get the actual ground if I can avoid it, because this will, like I was saying earlier, it will sort of cultivate it for us, mulch it. We are going to have to repair this before too long as well. I just know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see we'd gone over a bump there and just kind of grazed the ground and marked it a bit, but that's okay. May just have to deal with that. On the bright side, I do believe we are finally going to be able to get rid of that hideous tree that's there. If I can angle this thing correctly, there we go. Hooray! That has been a pain in our rear end. And now it is no more. Lovely. Oh dear, what is going on with our measuring stick there? That doesn't look healthy. I'm having a bit of a mare getting this one. Oh, did we get that one? We got that one. Lovely. So, yep, so I can continue on with this, clearing away the rest of these little odds and ends of stumps I've got floating around, and we shall see you next time, hopefully. So yeah, if you've enjoyed whatever this was, then please give us a like, and hit the subscribe button there too if you have not already. And if you would like to leave a comment, they are always welcomed. and sharing this video would be greatly appreciated. There's a couple more down there. And with that, I shall leave you all now, and hopefully we'll see you next time as we continue on, foresting our way to victory. Cheerio, everyone.